just went home. In retrospect, it seems like a pretty bad idea driving out. It's been one disaster after another.
We have all been there, haven't we? Whether we are the kid in the backseat, the exhausted parents in the front. That, of course, was a clip from National Lampoon's Vacation. We don't want a repeat of that this summer, so we're going to help you be prepared. I'm here with Brian Klaubert from Christian Automotive Group. Thanks so much for being here, Brian. We're going to help people get their cars ready. And, you know, to me, a picture of a car overheated on the side of the road is classic summer road trip problem. Yes. How do we prevent that?
Well, the number one reason a car overheats is that it gets low on coolant. Usually it's a slow leak that over the course of weeks or even months, eventually the coolant gets too low and the car overheats. So before going on your trip, the first thing to do is check your coolant level. You want to look at your coolant level. Is it in the acceptable range? If it is, you're good. If it's low, have your car checked for why it's low.
Okay. What if you don't have coolant? What if you're on the road and you don't have coolant?
If you find yourself low on coolant, you can add just water. Okay. Long term, you always want to have a 50-50 mix of antifreeze and water, but on the road, you could put just water in.
All right. So we're on the road. These are the 5 things we want to do before we get on the road.
Yes.
One was check the coolant. 2 is check hoses.
Your hoses.
What hoses? Look at all these hoses in here.
We've got hoses over here. There's hoses on the other side of the engine. But your hoses last probably about 7 years, and then after that, you want to change them because the number 2 reason for overheating is a sudden hose burst that leaves you stranded on the side of the road.
Do they check these things when you get your oil changed?
They do. They check them. They squeeze them. They feel if they're soft or if they're crunchy, and if they're bad, they'll recommend replacing them.
Now, you say radiator help is important.
Yes. So the radiator is this thing out here in the front.
All right, that was my first question. Yes. Where is it?
And the radiator is the thing that cools the coolant off, all right? Radiators also last about 7 or 8 years. Another thing that happens with radiators is that they gradually lose their ability to cool. So you could find yourself that you can cool fine in the winter, but in that hot 90, 95 degree weather like we're going to have this weekend, it could overcome what your radiator can do for you.
Okay, now what about checking your battery before you leave for your trip, right?
You know, most people know that cold weather is hard on batteries. Do you know that hot weather is equally hard on batteries?
Interesting.
All right? Yes, right? It's not uncommon that someone heads out on their trip, they get in the car, they start it up, it goes fine, they get to the restaurant for lunch,
so
and it won't start.
And then your transmission and transmission fluid, the last one, right?
That's right. A lot of work is done on your vacation by the transmission, and you want to have your transmission fluid level checked and the quality of it, make sure that it doesn't need to be changed.
All right, Brian Klaubert, thank you so much. 5 things you need to do in your car before you leave for your trip. Eric and Steph?
Jen, we have a very expensive umbrella.